V's final post, Jungkook paid for a fan's golden album, how the BTS members were discovered. Suga opens up about financial difficulties, his motorcycle accident, the threat of disbandment, and more. Recently, the online community rallied in support of a renowned choreographer and dancer, amidst criticism she faced for her interpretation of a song by BTS's Jungkook. In early November, Jungkook unveiled Standing Next to You from his album Golden. The choreography edition of the song's video, which was posted on HYBE's channel, featured Jungkook performing the choreography created for the popular track. Bada Lee, known for her extraordinary dancing and choreography skills and her friendship with BTS's V, recently shared her own version of the choreography to Jungkook's song. Her work over the years has earned her considerable acclaim. Although her interpretation of the song received praise from many, there were those who criticized her for the powerful style of her dance, arguing that it didn't align with the original song's vibes. However, many quickly came to Lee's defense. They emphasized her extensive experience and argued that it's typical for choreographers to infuse their own style into their work. Despite deviations from Jungkook's original concept, they suggested that fans should respect each artist's unique interpretation of the art. A BTS fan, known as Chloe on TikTok, recently shared an intriguing story about how she indirectly financed her purchase of BTS's Jungkook's albums through her TikTok earnings. Chloe, who participates in the TikTok creativity program Beta, has monetized some of her content on the platform. She disclosed that the revenue generated from one of her videos featuring Jungkook was exactly what she needed to buy her golden albums. This led her to humorously conclude that Jungkook had, in a roundabout way, paid for her albums. The particular video that brought in the necessary funds showed Chloe capturing Jungkook from an unusual angle at Music Bank. She had to film him through the legs of another person due to her position, which added a quirky element to the footage. This video gained significant popularity among the ARMY community, amassing over 685.88k views. As a token of gratitude and a playful gesture, Chloe decided to conduct an unboxing of her golden albums, thanking Jungkook for his unintentional role in her acquiring them. This story highlights the unique ways fans engage with and support their favorite artists, often leading to unexpected and amusing outcomes. BTS's Jungkook has been amusing ARMYs with his playful teases about his new haircut in anticipation of his military enlistment. Prior to their enlistment, the BTS members engaged in a live broadcast. During this session, Jungkook playfully hinted at having shaved his head, briefly dashing across the screen to give fans a fleeting glimpse. Despite deactivating his Instagram, Jungkook has remained quite active on TikTok. He's been engaging with fans by posting dance challenge videos and appreciating humorous content about BTS created by ARMYs. On December 8th, Jungkook surprised netizens with an addition to his TikTok story. In a typically light-hearted manner, he showcased his shadow in the video, indirectly revealing his shaved head by zooming in slowly. This clever approach kept his actual new look hidden. Fans were entertained by Jungkook's relaxed and humorous attitude, particularly as most idols opt for a more dramatic reveal before their enlistment. As the day of his enlistment approaches, it remains to be seen how Jungkook will ultimately unveil his new hairstyle. This playful interaction continues to endear him to fans and showcases a unique side of his personality. Jimin's solo debut has been met with significant recognition from prestigious music organizations around the world, affirming his influence as an independent artist. His debut album's leading track, Like Crazy, has recently been awarded a platinum certification by the Recording Industry Association of America, RIAA, for selling over 1 million units in the United States, which is the largest music market globally. This milestone marks Like Crazy as the first solo song by a Korean artist in the last 10 years to achieve this status, following PSY's Gangnam Style. It also stands as one of only 2 Korean songs by solo artists to receive RIAA Platinum certification. This achievement was first reported in August, when Like Crazy had already sold 1 million units, making it the first 2023 release by a Korean solo artist to reach such a milestone. The official certification, however, was only granted at the end of November. The achievement was widely covered by Korean media, including TV networks and online platforms. Like Crazy had reached the million-unit mark by August 26th, becoming the first 2023 release by a Korean solo artist eligible for RIAA Platinum status. The final certification came through on November 30th. Jimin has now achieved significant success in 3 of the top 10 global music markets, including the USA and Japan, ranked 1st and 2nd respectively. and Canada, ranked 8th. In the USA, he topped the Billboard Hot 100 and Artist 100 charts and earned RIAA Platinum certification for Like Crazy. In Japan, he achieved #1 on the Artist 100 and RIAA Platinum certification for Face. In Canada, he received Music Canada Gold certification for Like Crazy. Jimin's simultaneous achievements in these markets make him the first and only Asian solo artist to hold RIAA Music Canada certifications and a Hot 100 #1 at the same time. He is also the only Korean K-pop solo artist to peak at #1 on both Billboard Artist 100 and Billboard Japan Artist 100 charts concurrently. His unprecedented success has filled his fans with immense pride and joy, as evidenced by the celebratory trends on social media. Additionally, Jimin was mentioned in the New York Times as part of the top 20 significant events of 2023. His #1 spot on Billboard's Hot 100 made him the first Korean solo artist to achieve this, a notable mention in the publication. This milestone in the world's largest music market has secured his place in music history. Jimin's ongoing accomplishments and impact are not just a testament to his talent, but also a guarantee that his legacy will be remembered for generations to come. BTS's V recently shared his last updates on social media before his upcoming military enlistment. On December 7th, V posted a series of photos on his Instagram story, providing fans with a glimpse into his preparations for military training camp. The photos included shots of V sporting a new short haircut, a picture of his beloved pet dog Yeontan, and images with friends and acquaintances. Fans and internet users expressed their appreciation for these final updates from V before his military service. Comments ranged from admiration for his good looks, especially with his new haircut, to expressions of gratitude and well wishes for his time in the military. Many noted how they would miss him and appreciated his thoughtfulness in sharing these moments with his fans. V is set to join the military mid-month, along with fellow BTS members. RM and V will be enlisting through their respective procedures, while Jimin and Jungkook plan to enlist together. Other members of BTS, including Jin, J-Hope, and Suga, are already in the midst of their mandatory military service. Jin, the oldest member, began his service in December 2022, followed by J-Hope in April. Suga has been serving as a social worker since last September. Jin is expected to complete his service in June 2024. BTS, the global superstars, had beginnings rooted in individual dreams and talent. Here's a look into the unique paths each member took before joining the group. RM fell in love with rap in 6th grade after listening to Epic High's Fly. He began rapping under the name Runch Randa and joined the underground rap crew Denim Hyup, alongside artists like Iron, Supreme Boy, and Kido. His increasing presence in the underground scene caught the attention of Sleepy from Untouchable at an audition, who was so impressed that he passed RM's contact to producer Bang Se-hyuk. RM auditioned for Big Hit Entertainment and became the first BTS member in 2010. Suga was active as Gloss in Daegu's underground hip-hop scene, both as a rapper and a producer. He established himself with his production work, especially for D-Town and other artists like Reflow. Suga joined Big Hit Entertainment after participating in and placing second in the Hit It audition, initially joining as a producer trainee before becoming part of BTS in 2010. J-Hope was a passionate dancer in his hometown and joined the dance crew, Neuron. He auditioned for JYP Entertainment, but was cut, leading him to audition for Big Hit Entertainment. His dance prowess and potential in rap earned him a spot, and he joined as a trainee, moving to Seoul. Though nearly left out of BTS, RM's insistence secured his place in the group. Jin was discovered differently than his bandmates. Initially approached by SM Entertainment, which he thought was a scam, he was later street-casted by a Big Hit Entertainment representative and convinced to audition for the company. Despite having no background in singing or dancing and auditioning for an acting role, Jin was trained to become a BTS member. Jungkook, the youngest, auditioned for Superstar K, but didn't make it through. He caught the attention of several agencies, including JYP, FNC, and Starship Entertainment, but chose Big Hit Entertainment, impressed by RM's rapping. He joined as a trainee and frequently appeared as a back dancer for the company's artists. V, from a family of farmers in Daegu, was encouraged by his father to pursue music and learn the saxophone. He accidentally auditioned for Big Hit Entertainment while accompanying a friend and was the only one selected from Daegu that day. V was kept under wraps by Big Hit until his official debut. Finally, Jimin attended Busan High School of Arts and excelled in contemporary dance. Encouraged by a dance teacher, he auditioned for Big Hit Entertainment, passed, and moved to Seoul for training. Despite having the shortest training period, Jimin's talent led him to become the final member of BTS. These diverse backgrounds of each BTS member highlight their individual talents and the serendipitous events that brought them together to form the globally celebrated group they are today. In a recent interview, BTS's Suga shared his insights on life, his past, and his journey as an artist. Suga reflected on the importance of the present over the past and future. He shared that while he used to focus on the future, he now realizes the significance of living in the moment. He views the past as something that cannot be changed, filled with regrets and decisions that were the best at the time, leading him to not dwell on it too much. He recalled his earliest memory, which involved a dangerous incident when he fell into the ocean at around 3 or 4 years old. This memory, captured in a photograph where he lay on a swimming tube, illustrates his view that memories and perceptions of the past can vary. Suga also spoke about his recent visit to Daegu, where he revisited studios he worked at as a teenager. He described the unchanged atmosphere of the Namsan-dong alley and shared a meal of makjang and soju, reminiscing with his parents. The first meaningful space for Suga was his first soundproof studio in Seoul, a significant upgrade from his earlier setup in Daegu. He recalled working with other artists at Big Hit Entertainment during this time. One memorable event for Suga was meeting Bang PD unexpectedly in his studio. He shared a piece he was working on, marking a fascinating encounter. Suga discussed the concept of proving oneself, noting that as a member of BTS and in his solo work as August D, he often feels the need to demonstrate his worth, especially in external projects. When asked about his age, Suga humorously remarked that he still sees himself as 24 or 25, as he feels there hasn't been much change since then. He also spoke about the integration of his identity with his stage persona, Suga, and how he balances different aspects of his life and artistry. Suga believes it's challenging for celebrities to maintain separate public and private personas over time. He feels that his on-screen and off-screen personas are aligned, showcasing his authentic self. He expressed uncertainty about defining his true self, acknowledging the complexity and multifaceted nature of human beings. Suga believes that people's perceptions and reactions can vary greatly, and he tries to be genuine in all his interactions. Suga noticed a shift in himself over the years, particularly regarding his thoughts and emotions. He credited the pandemic with giving him time to reflect on his preferences and how he wants to live his life. Regarding his influences, Suga attributes his calm demeanor to his upbringing in Daegu, where he was taught to control his emotions and spendings. On the topic of change, Suga emphasized the inevitability of change and the importance of adapting to new circumstances, rather than clinging to an original intention. Suga also shared his perspective on beliefs, explaining that he used to have firm beliefs but now chooses to live more flexibly, focusing on the present. Regarding his weaknesses, Suga has learned to accept them as part of who he is, rather than denying them. He candidly discussed his darkest moment, which occurred before BTS's debut when he was 20. Financial difficulties, a motorcycle accident, and the threat of disbandment plunged him into a period of despair and fear. However, he overcame these challenges with support from his company. Suga's journey, marked by resilience and introspection, highlights the complexities and triumphs of his life as both Min Yoongi and BTS's Suga. Continuing the interview with BTS's Suga, he shared his thoughts on various aspects of his life and career. When asked what he would write in a letter to his younger self, Suga expressed a desire to reassure himself not to worry or be anxious about the future. Reflecting on his past, he acknowledged that while there were aspects he could have improved, he now sees mistakes and failures as integral parts of his growth. He prefers not to dwell on regrets as they represent excessive greed. Suga's personal time has shifted from working on songs during the early dawn to embracing a routine life, with mornings becoming his preferred time. He enjoys starting his day by opening windows and organizing his surroundings, a change from his previously hectic lifestyle. Regarding his preferred way of being addressed, Suga is comfortable with various forms of address, whether it's with honorifics or informally. He values the comfort and ease in communication. For Suga, the members of BTS have become an indispensable part of his life, especially during the pandemic. He values the deep bond they share, which has grown beyond a mere professional relationship, viewing the members as lifelong friends and colleagues. Recently, Suga has been focusing on emptying his mind, rather than constantly engaging in thought. a departure from his previous habit of seeking answers through introspection. He now emphasizes doing what he can in the present. These days, Suga is occupied with various external projects, with his focus primarily on music. He tries not to overthink before sleep, as it leads to a cycle of regret and repeat patterns. Suga sometimes wonders if his current reality is a dream, given the surreal nature of his success and happiness. If it is, he expressed a desire not to wake from it. In terms of self-proving, Suga doesn't feel a pressing need to prove anything to himself currently, as he's content with how his life and career are progressing. When asked about his life's journey, Suga views it as a long road, believing he hasn't even reached the halfway point. He prefers to live a simple life without a defining fragrance, embracing adaptability. At a personal and professional crossroads, especially with turning 30 and BTS contemplating their future, Suga recognizes this as a crucial period of change. Suga does not believe in predestined fate, instead attributing life's outcomes to individual choices and opportunities. He admires the character Hwang Shimok from the drama Secret Forest for his behind-the-scenes approach, resonating with his own preference. Given the chance, Suga would be curious to experience life in Switzerland, imagining a different life away from his current surroundings. If he were to create a documentary about himself, Suga would choose the song People by August D for the ending credits, as it represents him well. Reflecting on BTS's discography, Suga finds the most beautiful moment in life Part 1 and the most beautiful moment in life Part 2 particularly meaningful, as they were developed with him in mind, and he had a significant role in creating their intros. The song Trivia Seesaw holds a special place for Suga, revealing his fondness for its original sketch and considering its full version for his mixtape. In terms of preferences, Suga feels more comfortable adapting to others' choices, finding it challenging even to decide on food menus. Suga's approach to emotions is to not assign them too much meaning, thereby avoiding unnecessary pain. He believes that if he were to revisit a concept from a previous song, the outcome would be entirely different due to the changes in his life, resulting in a more mature version. Suga finds excitement in performing BTS Cypher PT3, Killer at concerts, recalling the anger and frustration from the time of its creation due to external criticism. He finds self-motivation more effective than external praise or criticism, constantly challenging himself to improve and innovate in his music. Suga sees the current world as particularly harsh for the younger generation, advocating for a balance between hope and realistic acknowledgement of challenges. In future music, Suga aims to address topics that provide comfort, empathy, and social critique, believing in the need for messages that resonate with the times. Lastly, the album Proof represents a turning point for BTS, marking a phase where they anticipate significant changes and new paths in their journey.